As if some robot is telling me I can't do anything.
It's not easy to go an extended period of time without any sexual release.
Think of your lad.
This retreat is to help you gain deeper emotional connections.
Is blue balls a real thing?
We'll find out. Right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Love Island cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris. We're back. We are going through episode 5, and you know what? This series is kind of we're over the halfway point now, aren't we? And I'm almost getting a bit sad now. You know, at the end of Love Island, I'm absolutely beat. It's like 6 weeks, and I'm like, oh, thank God for that. You know, and especially in the last week, it's all very kind of, it's all more about the romance, less about the drama. And, you know, we love the drama. But with this one, I'm getting a bit sad already. We've not got long to go, have we? But, I mean, where do you want to start today?
There's a couple of things. I suppose the very expensive love shack room between Sharron and Rhonda, Dave. I mean, I tell you what, I hope it was worth the 16 grand it cost them too.
Well, it was weird how that unfolded, wasn't it? Because, you know, we saw them be a bit lovey-dovey in the morning, although I think Rhonda seemed a bit happier than Sharron to me. But I think the producers, they were leading us to believe that they'd slept together. And so they really seemed to string it out, you know, had they or had they not. And Rhonda was telling the girls, they'll have cost some money, you know, so they've done stuff, but, you know, didn't say what. And then it sort of drops, you know, they haven't actually gone all the way, and then they've developed this deeper connection. But then when Lana's laying it on about what they did, I mean, I don't know. Is this a twisted mind, Chris? I was trying to figure out, okay, what have they actually done? You know, because Lana was like, and plenty of beep in the beep. And I'm like, but what could that be? And it's like, yeah, probably shouldn't explore those thoughts any further, really. But I mean, what do you reckon? 16, you know, so if it's 3 grand for a kiss, what do you reckon 16 grand is?
Well, she alluded to, Lana, that there was some sort of finger action from somebody, Dave. I couldn't work out who had the biggest smile on the face. I must admit, the one thing I'm struggling with, Dave, and I said I love the fact that we're getting these breadcrumbs dropped of what the show's about and that, but how are they actually going to decide who wins? I'm really struggling to work out, and that's a good thing as well, but the concept is sort of not falling off, but I'm sat there thinking, well, it's cost them 16 grand. They've kissed, you know, Francesca's already cost them 6. So they're already 20, well, actually 25 down when we talk about happening with Chloe and Bryce later. So they're at 75k. But who or what decides who wins? That's I'm really puzzled by that, because we're 5 episodes in, and I can't really, honestly, other than Rhonda and Sharron, see anybody else making a push for the couple. Does it go off the couple? I honestly don't know. However, I like that. But I do think, I was sat there myself thinking, well, kiss. Well, there's 3 grand. So they've 13 grand's worth of, pleasure for somebody.
Heavy petting.
We're not at the swimming baths now, Dave. You know what I mean? No bombing.
No diving in the deep end.
I couldn't work out. Did he have lockjaw, Sharron, or not? I'm not sure which one I'd watched. But anyway, I don't know. But I mean, why did they beep out what they'd done? I couldn't work that out. I mean,
I don't know either. Which just, it's one of those. I don't really care that much, but the fact that they beeped it out makes me really care.
Maybe that's why. So we're both like, what the fuck's going on?
I don't get it. So, like, you know, even if it was a finger in the beep, you know, or something like that, why would you beep out finger? You know, so it's I don't know. The fact that they beeped it out, and I'm annoyed at myself that I even care when I don't really care. But yeah, all a bit strange. But back to your point about who wins, I don't know. Got a podcast about it. I've got no fucking clue what the rules are. It's all just unfolding out to us. Is there even a winner? I mean, I just assume that they end up with a pot of money at the end. And honestly, I don't hold out much hope that they're going to have, enough to buy a mixed grill or something. So it's not going to be that much money left to split between them. But does that go to one person? Does it go to a couple? Does it go to the rest of the group? Do people get voted out? I mean, we're 5 episodes in and no one's left yet. We've had Bryce come in. I don't know.
No, I'm with you. Maybe they just shared it between them and they all get about $5,000 each. I'm not sure. Now, Dave, let's talk about Bryce. So Bryce and Chloe, he made this weird play. She lapped it up on episode 4. Episode 5, we get a kiss. There's $3,000 down, and she instigated it. She was all on it. And then the next day, she was like Francesca, like, no, I'm not feeling it. I think you've got to kiss them to see. I get that, but there did seem to be some weird connection, and within a day, it's all forgotten about. She's like, "No, I'm over it," and I'm like, "What the hell is going on here? Is this just completely playing up to the TV or something?" So we have a bit of a storyline. I'm not necessarily calling her out because I didn't want her with Bryce at all. I said that on yesterday's episode, but I just found that whole dynamic that you kiss them once and you know straight away. I mean, we do see it in Back to the Future when Marty kisses his mum, and she says, kissing my brother, but come on. I don't think they're related. I just find it really bizarre.
Yeah, I think it is bizarre. She's done it twice now as well. So, we saw it with David. She just suddenly turned on a dime and then wasn't interested at all. So it is a little bit strange, and I think Bryce was a bit quick to name the couple like Blowy. I think he was hoping for a bit more than a kiss there. So I don't know. I mean, I'm with you. I was like, Chloe, don't fall for it, for fuck's sake. She did, but then the kiss that seems to be dead in the water now.
Yeah, I've never known anything like it, Dave. I mean, we don't always, if you kiss somebody, you're not always at the top of your game, are you, Dave? Not every time. So maybe he was having a bad day. But I'm glad she's not with him because I just think he's just really, really false and strange, to be honest. But yeah, just very bizarre. Now, anything else caught your eye, Dave?
Well, I mean, let's get onto the Heart Warrior Guru in a sec. But while we're on people not being very nice, seems like Hayley's done being nice apparently, but I didn't spot her being nice in the first place. But it seems like she's going to get even more distasteful now. So I don't know. We're just going to expect more of the same from her, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? She's not been likable the whole time. She's had a resting bitch face completely. Like just completely off with people, and then she's giving the attitude, and I'm like, right, like you just said, like, okay, don't let the fucking door hit on the back of the head on the way out. No one's really. I tell you what, Dave, you say that about her. How a non-contestant has that Geordie girl been? By the way, I forgot she was even in it. I keep remembering forgetting to bring her up and say what the fuck is she actually doing? But she's in there, and she should not be in there. She's doing an offering fuck all to the actual villa.
The Geordie girl, which one's that?
Exactly, I think it's Nicole.
She's the one from Cork in Ireland. You mean
that Geordie one? Yeah, exactly. I don't know what her accent is.
The one who's like, as if some robot will tell me what to do. And you're like, oh, fucking Newcastle, that.
Well, she's that forgettable. I just keep forgetting where she's from. But
she's not
doing nothing.
She's not done anything yet, really, has she? But yeah, you never know. There's a few episodes left, so she might come into her own then, or just not be asked at all, as she seems to have been so far. Now, Chris, I wanted to get onto this Heart Warrior Guru stuff because, again, you could see, I mean, the guys, especially when, when Sharon's telling the story about kind of what's happened with Rhonda, I think all the boys were getting a bit too fucking horny, like shagging the bed and stuff. And I can't remember one of them. Was it Harry said he's going to poke a hole in the wall or something?
Yeah.
I think they're all feeling it. But so when this Heart Warrior Guru turns up, you can tell they're not asked at all. But when they're going through that process and getting all muddied up and everything, actually, by the end of it, they seem to actually develop their bromances a little bit more. I mean, especially Kells and Harry, because Harry was trying to have a word with Kells, and he's like, "Look, you're not in the same league as me." He's a little pup, and I think Kells is kind of forgetting that Francesca's already binned him off. So there is no rivalry there. So I mean, what did you make to that whole workshop?
I didn't know what to expect. I mean, he was out there, wasn't he, Mr. Guru? And as soon as they sort of started touching each other's chests, Sharron and Harry, I was like, Harry looked like he was going to cry. He'd say,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this, and then they started rubbing each other's chests, and I'm like, obviously they can't have two lads, a lad and a girl doing that. I mean, that maybe they'd have to bleep that out, Dave, and fucking what they did.
That cost you a
Sharron
couple
did.
of grand.
Are you feeling a connection? Yeah, but in different parts of my body, unfortunately. But no, I don't know. It seemed, and then they did the whole fucking, and he even said there's no Mel Gibson. He did the whole Braveheart thing, didn't he? With when he ran through the fucking letters, and I was like, okay, it was very. And then the girls were getting excited because they're like little what they say, little models or little thingies in the water, and they ran in the water. I was thinking, this is really completely made up bullshit to me.
When she was holding her fingers up there and talking about little models and stuff, I'm like, look, it is cold in the sea. It does that,
That's me fully erect that day. What you on about?
But when they were all like splashing at each other, did it not remind you of Rocky Balboa and Apollo Creed? Where Rocky finally beats him on the beach with a sprint, and then they jump into the sea, and it's, all this big bromance. Not remind you of that?
No, Dave.
You're fucking useless, you are.
I tell you what, Dave, I've got to call myself out actually, because Samantha's been listening, and I was there yesterday. As I've mentioned before, I've had a bit of a shoulder up and all that. I'm doing my rehab. I've got my bands, and I'm training in my gym and that, and I'm trying to get the movement going again. And she just comes to the door and goes, "So you into blondes, are you?" And I was like, "What?" Because I said, I went, "I'm into blonde, I mean brunettes." Yeah.
Didn't catch that in the editing, did you?
No. I maybe wish I should have, but yeah, I just made sure the door was shut, Dave, when she was telling me off. She was actually laughing, to be fair, but yeah, I was like, "Hey, what?" But yeah, it was just like slip of the tongue.
Yeah,
So,
like
yeah.
Sharron.
Yeah, Sharron, yeah, definitely. But no, I think I was actually, I'll be honest, I was a bit disappointed with this episode today, Dave.
It was a bit quieter, but I'll tell you what it did, and it sort of links back to Haley as well, because Haley's gone off, on with Francesca, and they've kind of alienated themselves from the group. I didn't think Francesca came across as badly as she has done previously. And she's actually gone to Rhonda and talked to her about, getting some advice and whatever. So she's kind of, reaching out with the olive branch and what have you. So, and she's also saying, it's not dead with Harry. There is something there. So I can see, Francesca's going to get back into the group, and Haley's just going to be left on her own. And again, as we established before, we've got no idea what the rules are for this show, how it ends. And so, do people get voted off? If they were to get voted off, you'd have thought Haley was quite weak. But I mean, what do you reckon to sort of Francesca, looking to get back with Harry?
I think you've just made a probably an absolute belting point for there regarding Haley first. I just want to touch on that. She's going to drop her like a fucking stone, without a doubt. She's a manipulative, and I said to you, hopefully her personality would get better as the show goes on. It hasn't, and I don't see anything between her and Harry. I really, really don't. However, she obviously wants something from him. He did say that because she's got with Kells, he's not interested. Whether he is properly, I don't know. I don't think that's fucking. I think he'd just be straight in there if she given the opportunity. However, that's what he's saying for the cameras for now. I do think you're right. I do think Francesca's just a little weasel, and she will basically oust Hayley out. I can almost see them sort of going at each other because Francesca has no conscience. She's fully aware of her surroundings and what she's actually doing and filming and that. She's going to do everything she can to get that notoriety so she gets them deals afterwards or even gets picked up on other reality shows because basically there's a circuit of reality shows, isn't there, Dave, in the US, the UK, all the same faces start turning up. When you're a bad guy or a bad girl, you turn up in different ones because they know it brings ratings and it brings talking on social media. Francesca is probably a dream for this show because she's just been a horrible person at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing that frustrated me a little bit, to be honest, I saw it a slightly different way. She hasn't actually called Harry out for not apologising for throwing her under the bus in the first place.
Yeah.
So again, we said in episode 1, Harry seems to be the sort of person who is a bit Teflon and he just gets away with it. Ultimately, all of that aggro, all of that alienation from the group in the first place was because he was saying, she kissed him when we saw it was the other way round. And then the group ended up going after her a bit. So the fact that he's making it all about him and the fact that she went off and kissed Kells, I just frustrated me a bit. I like to see, I believe in karma, Chris, and I like to see people get their comeuppance, and then move on after it. But at least call him out. But I don't know. I don't know why, but she's obviously got a thing for Harry, and so I think that one's been resurrected now, and so I think episode 6 that's my prediction. We're going to see a lot more of them too.
Yeah, I agree. Again, maybe we'll see some drama today, Dave, but we've only got 2 episodes of the series left, haven't we? So it's going to be interesting. Will they make it longer if they commission it again? I think they will. I seem to see a lot of social media buzz, and especially on Facebook as well. I mean, I put some comments up linking our podcast, and I got a lot of abuse from my mates. Some were saying they wish they were in lockdown and and very stuff. I mean, even more offensive stuff from my friends. But I get a lot of my family and that are into this sort of thing, and a couple of people from work asking about it. So, I expect that polarizing thing. But I think there's a lot of people watching it. Mike Burton from the Genuine Chit Chat podcast, who's part of our podcasting circle of friends, he's actually said he doesn't watch this sort of stuff, but him and his girlfriend Megan have been watching it. So he's actually seen all of it, and he didn't want to spoil it for us. So yeah, interesting.
Oh, nice, nice. I never had Mike down, but lockdown does funny things to people.
Yeah.
No, that is awesome. Now, Chris, how's everyone going to get in contact with us?
As always, guys, at Love Island Cast on Twitter, loveislandcast@gmail.com. If you want to email in and talk about this show, and even if you're watching this, a couple of weeks later or anything, get the emails in. Me and Dave are always happy to jump on and answer any questions we get regarding any of our shows. And also, if you do like the show, get onto your podcast catching up, guys, and just drop us a review. So, Dave, thank you very much, my friend. I'm going to go out and sunbathe, I think, for the rest of the day now, because it's rather nice in England, which we never ever say, and especially in Manchester, which is even more unusual.
Awesome. All right, mate. Well, let's go and watch the next episode, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Take care.
Bye now.
All we've got to do is just keep our pants on.